kind of high from the first failed.
I was thinking we're gonna knock ourselves out.
And then we gotta work. So coffee afterwards is not gonna be not wanted. Yeah, we could probably get some rice bowls. 80 bucks. No, I'm telling you, this is like, they bring it here. We spend like 200 pesos. Both get like, okay, let's do this.
Hey everybody!
What's going down?
How's your day been?
This is Jay.
And this is Splint.
And you guys are on
Smokers, Stoners.
There we go.
Yeah, I need some weed, man.
It's a stoner's
We're
journey.
on a stoner's journey, yeah.
Yeah, that's where
so
we're at.
We need to light up.
How have you guys been with your weekend?
How was your weekend
week
day?
so far? You know, it's you're gonna be listening to this on a Thursday, so
yeah.
You know, how's your week been panning out?
As you can hear, we are not under the influence of the secondary effects of alcohol. We are spoofed out of our minds. We have smoked and cleansed our bodies of the toxin.
We had some technical difficulties. So this is our third attempt at trying to record this podcast.
And we pretty much need,
and for the first two attempts, we passed the first part of our ritual, which is smoking weed. So we've already been smoking weed. We're going to do it again because it is tradition.
We need to smoke, we need to talk, we need to get the thing going.
But we are... What's our topic today? Let's just get into that.
We are covering the myths behind smoking
This was
cannabis.
A forum, the Stoners submission from Wesley Pipes.
Wesley Pipes. Thank you, Wesley.
Yeah, man, thank you. He pretty much just told us that he's tired of people always telling him shit about weed.
Because there's a stigma behind smoking cannabis.
You know, there's all these lies about weed. And
if you smoke, this will happen. You'd be this and that.
He told us, you know, let's talk about it. And I think it's good because that way, if anybody ever comes and tries to debate you on these weed
it's like,
myths,
you know, these Christians and you tell them about their religion and they don't even know the crap you're talking about.
Yeah, you're
send
it out.
Defending your rights to think and be who you are, and not having someone come and invoke their thoughts.
So you guys can use this podcast as a resource that if anybody ever comes and tells you, you know, weed myths and that stuff, just send them to us.
Yeah, people
and let us talk to them.
Then again, ask questions. You know, you are online, you're listening, you're doing something, dishes, you're washing
driving
the car,
in your car,
whatever.
You know.
Get involved. Ask a question because that's what we're here for. This is not just about us; it's about everybody. If you're listening to this, that means you are interested in what we have to say.
I mean, we are getting about 400.
A shitload of followers, guys. Thank you out there for listening and taking the time out to make us your important part of your day.
Your go-to
stoner zone.
Stoner zone, exactly.
It's like we like the Cheech and Chong video that you put on when you get high. It's like you just sit and listen to Splint and Jay yap.
Yeah, we've got some music in the background,
Yeah.
keeping the groove. It's just nice, man.
So get involved, guys. Ask some relevant questions. If you didn't know, you can know. And maybe
just go
your
to
question...
forumdestoners.com.
Yeah, and your question might save a life.
Yeah. Yeah, or it might just anyway. So let's start off with a ritual. It's my turn. It's my turn for the third time.
We're so high.
All right, here we go. See, this one's gonna be a little bit harder because we're already high. So
we've been smoking hash, ladies and gentlemen. We're not pussying out about it. We taking it like men. And Jay's lit up. I see the bright red coal, and he's holding it. He reaches for Mr. Sploof, and the deep, sexy voice comes out. No, it's all out, ladies and gentlemen. No cough,
like a champ.
No blowback, and it smells sweet like cherries.
I'll send it back. I'm getting a call, but I'm gonna ignore it because we're doing a podcast.
It's my turn,
and that's why I realized that the biggest issue for our podcast failing is that I didn't have the computer on airplane mode, so it was getting all these messages from all the people just messing up the recording. And right now, it's going well. It's going well. So let's hope that it stays like that. Splint just exhaled his beautiful puffy cloud of hashy goodness.
Okay, I think that was the top up we needed. Let's get this going.
We already... See, we don't have to wait for it to hit because we're already there.
No, now I'm waiting to get this out before the next hit gets here.
Yeah.
And I start sounding stupid.
Exactly. Let's start talking about weed myths.
Okay, so if you guys haven't lit up, now's the point where you light up with us and you sit back and listen.
Yeah,
and you agree or disagree, but you're going to learn something today.
If you do disagree, tell us on the forum. Come on. Stop
Put
being a pussy. Don't hide in your anonymity of the internet.
Don't hide in your cloud, man. Come out of the closet.
Yeah,
we know you smoking in there.
Let's converse. Anyway, so
Stoner myths, man.
Let's talk about the first myth that we might have. What's a common myth that you know about weed?
Great. Send it over to me.
Of course, this is called...
Okay, the most common one is that if you smoke weed, you're going to be a delinquent. You're going to be a thief.
That's true.
You're going to rob because this drug... supposed drug, I'm so against that word because something that grows naturally cannot be pharmaceutically
the thing is, you also have to, I think you have to revisit the definition of drug. See, drug...
Yeah, but I know
check it
99...
out.
Okay, let's get back to point. Let's get back to point that you...
Just before, because it's an
information time.
It's an important point, you know. Weed is a drug, and people have to know that, because coffee is a drug, and sugar is a drug. You know, this is what the term drug means. It's a substance that you put into you that alters your state of mind.
Alters your state of thinking.
That's it.
State of being.
That's it.
Now, Red Bull, everything that enhances your body in a way that's not natural.
That's a drug.
That's a drug.
Yeah. So the thing is, what the pharmaceutical industry tried to do is that they try to distinguish...
Harness the sun.
No, they try to distinguish between drugs and medicine. They sell medicine, people consume drugs. You know, and so now everybody's like, drugs are bad. No, drugs is just a substance that alters your state of mind. That's it. A drug is just a thing. Sex is a drug because when you fuck, you know, you release
hormones,
endorphins,
estrogen, adrenaline. All of those things get released in that moment of passion.
That is like I think about a couple of episodes ago we were talking about lingo. You know, redefining the words that the people have said because your language is important. You know?
The way you say things could actually determine the other person's perception.
Because you rightfully said, drug, I hate that word, right? And I'm like, yes, it's true. The connotation to the word drug might be bad.
Marijuana, cannabis, the hemp, everything you can use it for is now being told that it's a bad thing. Yeah. You understand?
Anyway, let's get back to the delinquents.
There we go. Issue. So this hype behind cannabis is that when you smoke it, you're automatically going into a life of crime. You're automatically getting yourself ready to mug and all that. That's one of the myths.
The first part of your statement I wholeheartedly agree with. It says, the moment you smoke weed, you are automatically into a life of crime. Yes. Under the fact that it's criminal.
It's legal.
It's criminal to
it's illegal act, yes. But what I'm saying is, as a byproduct of smoking cannabis, you are a thief. You are a criminal.
Yeah.
Because
you're a person that's going to start mugging people and you're going to jack people for their money.
So now people hide behind like shit.
Fixes.
If I smoke a joint to bring my stress down to whatever, you know, whatever you use to medicate or whatever you use to ease your pain with. So as soon as you do that, you've got this whole bad, utter, disgusting feeling that I'm a criminal, I'm a bad person for smoking.
And
because of what other people think of you, your family members. Listen, I've also had family members that, he smokes weed, he's such a bad... I'm like, screw that.
Yeah.
Everybody should smoke weed. You know, fuck. Why should you be in pain and suffering and stress when you can take all that pain away?
Yeah.
People run to alcohol.
Earth literally created something for you to deal with that stuff.
Everything, but no, it's not allowed. It's forbidden.
But anyway, so the point of it's really easy to debunk you become criminal or you're more inclined to do criminal behavior. It's really simple to debunk that myth. Now, if somebody ever tells you that if you smoke weed, you're going to be one of those street criminals. You got to remind them that cannabis is the most consumed illegal drug on the planet.
Yeah.
This
more
means
than coke,
in the United States alone, there's something like 60 million Americans, and those are the ones that
all your neighbors
that smoke weed. Like I think 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 Americans smoke weed. If that myth was true,
start counting.
If that myth was true, what would that mean for the crime rates? And if weed were legalized in states, what happens to the crime rates? It doesn't spike. People don't become more criminal.
If you look at the side effects of weed, it brings your inhibitions down. It makes you more calm, makes you more focused. It doesn't make you violent. There's no actual case of someone smoking a joint and then fucking entering a cage fight, going into a cage fight mode. Yeah. No, you smoke 2, 3 is because you want to calm the fuck down and you want to get disconnected with the world.
And really, I think the biggest criminality factor that comes from it being illegal. Yeah. So you're a criminal, yes, because I got caught smoking something.
But then again, marijuana's got so much hype on it. But if people are smoking, I'm not dogging on other drugs, but what I'm saying is what you doing at the end of the day, people judge because of the stigma, but what others do, it's okay. My cousin's a cokehead. Hopefully Jesus will save him. My other cousin's a heroin addict. God loves them too. My cousin's prostituting to support a coke addiction with a heroin twist in it. Jesus has plans for her. My cousin's a weed addict. Fuck him. Useless motherfucker sitting on the couch eating my food. Son of a bitch needs to get a job.
But he makes $77,000 a year, so
God bless his soul. He good.
As long as it gives me a tithe.
I can always go to him to get money.
Anyway, so the weed, ladies and gentlemen, that was Splint going on the crazy cousin rant.
Yeah. I said it before, let it go.
Anyway, that weed is really simple to dispel. I mean, that myth.
Yeah.
You just have to look at the crime rates where they've legalized, and it hasn't gone
And it
up.
also depends. Listen, if you're in a low income housing area, like hood or whatever you want to call it, barrio, favela. If you're in situations like that, you're only gonna get hold of swaggy, badass weed, and that weed's gonna make you.
And that's already within a criminal environment.
I know it's toxic, and now you understand they're smoking all day just to get high, and then there's no. So you got to think about. You have to understand what these people go through to understand their lives and the way things move around them. You can't just generalize.
And you can't, exactly. You can't judge everybody based on the effects of a few,
Unfortunately, I have the comfort of smoking in my house, in front of my house, in the bush, in the forest, next to a lake, and no one can do anything to me. But the other thing is, other people haven't got that liberty. They have to smoke in corners. They have to smoke in offices. They have to, have to know it's the stigma still there that you could lose your job because of that.
Because you're a criminal.
Because you're consuming cannabis.
So let's get back to the myths. Let's go on to another
Jay,
myth.
Which do you suggest?
Let's talk about the one where they say that cannabis makes you demotivated. They call it the demotivated syndrome.
Oh, hell no. Study up on your sativas and indicas, people.
Yeah.
One sativa will take you and make you productive. The other thing is, if you can't sleep and whatever, you tired, and take an indica. And that's the one who will put you on the couch for the rest of the day with a box of popcorn and just having good old fucking
Netflix
relaxed time.
Yeah.
One-on-one. So, unproductive? I don't think so, because I've made some awesome shit when I'm high as hell.
But look, let's get into the. I mean, that's fine. That's fine that you don't get thing. But people in general believe that if you smoke weed, you become demotivated in life.
Then again, we're going back to the term of the swag.
Yeah.
Swag weed with the chemicals, the fertilizers, and all that toxins and sicken and stuff that's not clean, head high, body high, clear, high. That will actually knock you sideways. It will give you.
Well, even and as you mentioned, if you know about the strain differences, and you say smoking a little bit of sativa in the morning will give you a pep,
will give you a little boost. Energy,
the indicas
motivation.
will make you sleep. So. I think it's not so much about the energy levels. I think it's more about life motivations,
Yeah.
So the myth goes sort of like Johnny was on his way to become a doctor, and then one day in high school, this shitty motherfucker friend of his gave him a joint at a party. Johnny sparked up, said, "What could one joint do?" And then eventually. Johnny's starts growing dreadlocks.
10 years later.
He starts playing hacky sack.
And he just doesn't give a fuck about the mainstream
and he's
life.
living in his mom's basement with semen-covered pants. You know, that's it. He's playing video games all day. He's not doing anything. That's what I think is the demotivational thing.
Okay,
you know?
but I don't think it's both aspects.
I don't think it's so much about the fear. Isn't so much about the energy levels. It's more about diverting people's life
actually
goals.
Letting cannabis distract you so much that you just take a sidestep from reality.
It envelops your entire world, and that's it.
I've been there. I've taken a month off just to smoke and just to relax.
I think the
the
important way of answering that myth is you have to understand what success is. I mean,
and what you have to do to get there.
People assume success is something based on their own living experience.
Basically, comparing yourself to someone else's,
what is success?
Exactly.
Like is becoming a doctor being successful? Perhaps Johnny was like, I want to be a doctor because my dad's a doctor,
because my grandpa was a doctor,
and everybody's a doctor.
And that's the thing we do in this family.
Johnny wants to be a painter.
But he's too scared to tell dad and mom and grandpa.
So one day he starts smoking some weed, he gets some reflective, and he says, God damn it, dude, I will not be happy
if I walk that
grabbing people's balls, giving them physicals every year.
That's not what I
don't want to do that shit
with my life, the rest of my life.
Johnny starts diverting himself away from this idea that was pre-established, but that was also because he was under the spell. He was under the information download from his family, from his environment.
Before he could decide, he was told what
success is within his realm of existence. Now, for other people, success might be buying a plot of land in the middle of fucking nowhere and growing crops and eating chicken and doing all that stuff
with what
being
you
happy.
have.
That's exactly, and just finding
For other
freedom.
successes, having a Maserati, having all these people take pictures of you. They sell their souls to become something, and later on they realize that fuck.
Now, is it demotivational to change your life orientation?
I think the weed gave Johnny a nice open perspective,
Shifted
and he
his
could decide. So
he says he had a little bit of more time to self-reflect, and said, you know what? Okay, now to talk about the demotivational effect in factual terms. In every state that's legalized, well, at least in California is where they did this specific study.
Okay.
But they found that people who smoke weed had like full-time jobs at a higher rate than people who didn't smoke weed.
So they were functioning better with cannabis
full-time jobs
in their plan.
Exactly. And then the other thing is that people who smoke weed make about $77,000 a year.
So they're actually productive.
They're very productive. They're making more than the median
economic system, more than people that consume alcohol and all those other types of
this is a comparison between the smokers and the non-smokers.
Okay.
So when it comes out to that, if you look at those type of statistics, you realize they can't be true that the demotivation exists. Because
if it's making that many people productive and making that much money for the government, so why are we being crapped on for smoking in the first place?
Yeah, it's not that you're demotivated, it's just you're approaching life in your own unique way.
I went back to the point is listen to where they get the stats from. They go to the poorest areas and they say, oh, look at these poor people, they're standing
fucks living on the street.
And then they don't look at the other neighbors that smoke. Well, they're very, very productive. They go to the worst.
Everybody, man. The thing is, it's not about demotivation. I don't think it's even that. I think that's just some moral bullshit that they threw out there.
Yeah, it's just people don't want their kids to start smoking, because the other example of some mom complaining, oh, my kid's always at home. He never does anything. He eats it. He's not violent. People don't complain about their alcoholic kids that much. They should complain more.
Yeah.
I guess the weed, the moms who have kids. Listen, I grew
Timmy
up
got
with
drunk and raped somebody.
But it's okay. Jesus loves him.
But Johnny's just sitting there playing video games.
Son of a bitch.
Smoking that
useless
devil's
piece of
lettuce.
At
anyway,
the end of the day.
Yeah. So demotivational factors, statistically speaking, again, if you really look at the facts, if you go and do your research. You can get it if you want.
You were saying about the research.
Yeah, so you can do the research and you can find out for yourself that people are productive. Stoners aren't lazy motherfuckers. We do things. I do things. I have a lot of work. I do art. I do a lot of things, man. I just don't follow the same conventional path.
Okay, we just don't put ourselves in an overdosey situation. We don't smoke too much, or we don't put ourselves. We don't listen. We function within cannabis. It's part of our nature.
Exactly. It's it's not like we're drinking a 6-pack every day, or doing stuff like that. That's a shitload of beer, man. It's a shitload of alcohol.
It's not in that. People don't even 6-packs are warmer, dude. That gets you in the mood for some more alcohol.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we are very productive with our smoking habit. We don't let it get in our way. We are actually making money from that, and it's paying for our not habit, but our way of life.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we play music and we're nice and buzzed. We're relaxed. We're naked. We
write,
connected.
We do. We're not naked right now. Just
what I'm saying, when we do our
we
music,
all have clothes on.
Yeah, we do our music and our spirituality is naked because we're high, we connected, and we play with passion. Yeah. So if you find a way to make marijuana work with your life,
what you said earlier was very important. I think
it's really not allowed.
It's the fact that the more you smoke weed, you learn to moderate yourself.
Yeah,
you know when to smoke.
It becomes part of your life.
I don't wake up and smoke a blunt in the mornings.
I wake up and smoke a pipe in the morning.
Yeah, maybe take a hit. Just a quick one while I'm having my coffee. Then I take a shower, wake up, and then I'm good to go. I'm not grumpy, because I'm a grumpy fucking sleeper. When I wake up in the morning and I don't have coffee in my system,
he snores like a bear too.
I will tear your head off like a bear too.
When I come and crash over here, it's like, nope, I'm not sleeping again tonight. It's not the dog this time.
Anyway, so weed myth number 3, gateway theory.
Ooh,
how does the weed myth of the gateway theory go?
That marijuana is a gateway drug that will get you into many other more drugs. If you smoke marijuana, you will most likely have the urge to smoke heroin, coke, and crystal. Bullshit.
Why is that bullshit?
I know all of you out there would rather choose a joint than crystal and coke.
Tell me, Splint.
Or whatever else.
If tomorrow they were to legalize all drugs, would you consume heroin?
Nope. No, it doesn't appeal to me. I don't. Those kinds of drugs don't.
What about a jolly good old bowl of crack?
Once again, I apologize if people don't believe, but I've never touched those kinds of things, and I don't have the desire to do that. I just don't. I don't have the need.
Is weed enough for you?
It basically, after alcohol consumption, I would choose weed and chill and relax.
Like you don't drink anymore?
No, I don't drink as I usually. Okay, just to make it clear, ladies and gentlemen, I was able to finish a bottle of vodka, bottle of tequila, and a 6-pack of beer and still stand. Also, if you know the famous Tecate, the titanium beer that is sold in Mexico, which is 5.5 grades of alcohol, I could finish 2 6-packs of that and still stand. So weed was like, I was like, nah, I need to calm the hell down. I need to get healthy. My body is contaminated. And I started smoking weed more, and that's where I stayed. I don't need anything else.
Yeah. So,
really.
How do you debunk the gateway theory with facts?
Look, everybody has been told that you need to experiment. It's on the movies. It's like, oh, you gotta go university and experiment. That's where people get attached to that myth. First, they try a joint, but they're not actually looking to smoke a joint. They want something else. The joint is just one of the things that is in the path. So you can't associate that with a regular cannabis smoker.
Yeah.
Because if you're going out to experiment, you're gonna fucking try everything, and these people don't stop at the list. Marijuana's the bouncer at the door, basically.
Yeah.
That's asking you, are you sure?
The way that I think that you can dispel it with facts is you look at the facts. You go to the drug consumption rates. You look at that. How many people smoke weed? Well, in the United States, let's say 56 million.
That's a lot of people.
Let's say 56 million, 50 to 80 million, okay? How many people consume heroin?
Ooh.
How many people consume crack? How many people consume
cocaine?
If you look at all of those statistics throughout the years, and even with legalization ramping up, you look at all the states before and after they legalized, there's no spike in heroin consumption. In fact, in many cases, there's a decline. there's a decline when you allow cannabis to be consumed legally. Because
people chill out.
Because people might go, like you said, people might go out and experiment with things.
Yeah.
Right? They might try ecstasy once or twice.
That's what people
go through
do.
A phase where they're like a summer they were
Rumspringer.
Yeah, something like that. But people don't tend to stay there.
Exactly, they keep journeying. They taste every little thing once. So the whole stigma that cannabis gets blamed for being a gateway drug, it
doesn't lead you to bigger drugs.
No.
The fact of the matter is, I think what happens, especially in my case, the first time that I smoked weed, it made me realize that there are substances on this planet that can alter my perception of reality.
Actually help you see things more clear.
Well, I was interested. My curiosity was
Me
piqued.
too.
I was
felt
like, wow.
Good. I felt amazing. I was like,
if this is true, let me go and see what else is on the menu. So I went and I researched. And every time I take any substance, now I'm older now, so I don't do that anymore.
More responsible.
Yeah, I know how to handle. I know my limits. But the point is that I did research on every drug that I did.
Before you did
I never did meth.
That craps.
Well, if you consider like Adderall and Ritalin meth, then yes, I did that. And I did a bunch of other stupid shit because I was young and dumb,
and rebellious
and an idiot.
Teenage
but
people.
I never touched heroin. I never touched crack. Well, one time that happened, but
at band camp.
Yeah, no. This was because a dealer spiked my bag with.
I remember that.
He sprinkled shit on it, so I didn't know. But
surprise!
Exactly.
This
is not. You're like, wait, I'm not getting tired or anything, So, anyway, the point being is that I experimented because I was curious about that plane. I was curious about that plane of existence. So. When it comes down to it, I think some people just go and they start experimenting, but and all in all, nobody stays there. They tend to go back to weed. They tend to stay at weed. They don't do that, and statistically speaking, it's just not true. Like,
no, it's not a gateway to anything.
There isn't. If
you're
cannabis,
a weed smoker, you're a weed smoker.
What's the first drug that most people try is alcohol.
Yeah, they take their first shot. They take their first.
If the gateway theory rings true, then why doesn't it ring true for beer?
Exactly.
For nicotine, for milk.
My first beer was at 3 years old, and the people used to say, "Oh, it's good for the worms. I'll make him drink," and because of culture. So like Jay said about the cultural thing, the beer thing applies, but nobody told me it was a gateway drug because beer it's cultural to us. So he has a reason in that was
No, the thing
cannabis a gateway drug.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. There's no statistical facts to back that up.
So it's hearsay, which is not legally classified as a law.
Yeah. But I think for right now, we've been running for about 28 minutes. So I think it's a good time. The other day we did about 44 minutes.
Yeah, we got lost. We apologize, but I hope
it's fine.
No
I mean,
complaints.
sometimes we'll go on, but as mentioned earlier, we do have a lot of work still left to do. So thank you guys for listening to us. There's plenty. If you guys want us to pick up, I know we didn't touch all the myths. I mean, we still have weed can cause psychosis. We
can kill
give you cancer.
You can overdose from weed.
All these things. So we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll do another episode, a follow-up episode.
Yeah, I think we should cover that next episode.
Maybe
Unless
next episode,
you guys
or
have questions
we'll
for
do
us.
something else. Maybe we'll see what's up. Either way, I think we did dispel some of the bigger myths,
the
more
ones that
common
are more
ones.
commonly known.
So I think we've been doing we'll keep on. We'll make another weed myths episode, maybe a couple ones down the line. We don't want to saturate you guys with weed myths either. But either way, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks for listening, guys.
If you're driving, if you're just making some food, if you're just
cooking the kids lunch or something,
smoking a bowl, doing something like that, thank you. We
just
appreciate
out in the park enjoying nature.
As always, you can always submit your questions and comments to forumdestoners.com. Yeah, man, thanks. Any final
Thanks for
words?
listening to us. No, not actually, but yeah, guys, have a good day. Be productive. Be positive. Smoke that joint. And have a good day.
Yeah.
This is Jay and Splint.
There we go. I'm Jay. He's Splint, and
I'm high.
and he's high. And this was the Stoner's Journey. Here's another tune
to help you unwind.
Just enjoy it. Have a good one. Peace out.
Peace.